Listen. Yeah. Yes, Lord. Oh. Get that out of there. This is for episode 7. I've got opinions today. Today there are going to be opinions made over this. Like all right. Lord, give me strength. Hey, it's about time. Let's go ahead. Disclaimer, this program is for entertainment purposes only, and content's not intended to malign any religion, race, gender, company, individual, or wigs. And all opinions expressed by myself are just my sole personal views and do not reflect the opinions of every human being on the planet. No hate should be sent to any of the shows or individuals mentioned on this program, so please don't be rude. Grab your libations and strap in a little bit of soccer. You're going to be here for a while. Don't post these spoilers in the chat, and if you feel uncomfortable after doing this program, consume some Activia and have yourself a good old nasty poot. The internet is going nuts over this episode for multiple reasons, if you will. One of them being that it was, told that this was going to be a crazy episode, and it almost gave a little bit of that when we got to the trailer prior to seeing this, right? But then when we get to the actual banquet of it all and how that went down, it wasn't as dramatic as how I thought it was going to be. But it did put somebody in the hot seat. It did have someone low-key breaking the rules and it not making really any sense, for that matter, when it came to, like, they got to say all that stuff. You've been mad, like you shouldn't be able to speak anymore. And then a traitor doing absolutely the most against another traitor, and people giving this man flowers because he's cute. He's been playing a great game, but I'm afraid that he also has a double-edged sword, just like my baby girl Candace does, for her making a move at the table. There are two sides of this coin when it comes to everyone's gameplay so far, except for that one we cannot stand. So I'm going to get into it today. And of course, blood has been drawn, but at the same time, it is what it is. So I don't mean anything personal against these people. I am just talking about them in this show format on the Traitors. That's it. So I don't want it to be confused with how I come across of speaking on anybody and you feeling that I'm talking directly to you. If you are taking up that much for somebody that you do not know, I'm not the guy for you. But I like to talk about people in the sense of what shows they're on, not their personal lives. If I want to get into that, that's what the rant report's about, right? But for this, I don't like Colton. Let's get that out the way. I don't like him. Rob is a snake. Playing a great game. But also, now what were you doing at that table? What? We're going to get further into it here. There are some people I'm just like, what is going on while I'm watching the show? It's such a good time, but I'm also thinking, some decisions, so the way things are played, like you can definitely tell who is in this for the group project and who is really for the solo queue. Okay, so let's get my social medias out the way and go ahead and get this started. It's at Matty-Rants everywhere except for X, which is at the Matty-Rants. There's a link tree link. It'll take you where you need to go. I'm also bookable on Cameo, merch available at directqueenmerch.com, an affiliate partner with Paramount Plus. I got a PO box if you want to send anything, and there's a Discord for the rant pack if you want to be a part of that. I also do reactions on Patreon for as low as $1 a month. You can join my Patreon crew. Shout out to my Patreon people. I appreciate y'all for the subscribers over there. I did this reaction. I have it already posted for you. So if you want to see my reaction to this for as low as $1 a month, you can go ahead and see my reactions on Patreon. Also, coming up tonight is Drag Race Season 18's newest episode. So, of course, I'll have a review tomorrow, Saturday. But if you're, again, a part of the Patreon, that reaction will be tonight. after this video, I'm going to do some DVD. I have not gotten to play a lot over the last couple of days. I've been extremely busy trying to get some things together with not only my car, but also with trying to find a JOB, with also like, apparently there was another leak in my apartment. It had to do with the last leak that took place. And apparently they didn't really do a great job with, I guess, fixing the pipe. And so the pipe was leaking into my closet, which I thought my cats had dug a hole into the litter box and they were peeing on the floor. And I bought a brand new litter box for no reason, but that's another thing. How we're back to this again. Apparently it was like a hole or some sort of crack in the pipe. And so it got, and it's so crazy where the spotting happened, y'all. It would gag you. It was literally under the litter box. I was like, what are the odds? And mind you, I needed to get new carpet in the closet anyway. So this kind of worked out, if you will, because they messed up. So yeah. So now I have brand new carpet in my closet. It's currently drying as we speak. And so this will be a weekend thing. And that's why I didn't do a Dead by Daylight stream yesterday. For those of you who are wondering, they were in my apartment at 1 p.m. and they did not leave until 6. I was over it. I was over it. But yeah, my cats were definitely not happy either. It took forever for Mina to get under the bed. I thought I lost her for a second. So it was a nutty day yesterday, but we're all good here. We're hoping for the best. We're out there trying to get the extra income we need because rent is already due coming up and I'm nervous about that. But I think the job I just applied for recently may be the one. We shall see. I had a good feeling about the way the process went, and I even was in person. I did the interview, well, not the interview, but the job application in person. So we'll see how that works out. But the recruiter liked me. I need to work from home. Oh my goodness. But no, it's a job I can do. So that's why I was like, please let me have it. Because baby, I have no qualms doing that kind of work. Anywho, appreciate y'all for being here today. Let's have fun, talk about this TV show, and have a good time. And if you did want to throw any love in my jar, please and thank you. It's PayPal.me /Matty-Rants, Cash App $924, and Venmo /Rants. Anything and everything is super appreciated right now because we definitely don't know what's going to happen on the first, but we are hopeful for the best here. As a reminder, because February literally is around the corner, House of Villains is being added to the show roster of things I'm covering on this channel, and the America's Next Top Model documentary that's coming out very soon too. That trailer was enough. I was like, oh, sold. We're covering it over here. Those will be reactions as well on my Patreon. Okay, so let's go ahead and start the show. Wow. Forgive me for where I go today, because I am going to be just talking a whole lot of shit. And I low-key had fun with some people's pictures. One person's picture. We'll get there. This was oversold. This whole thing was oversold. No shade. I was like, this was a quick dinner. It wasn't as fire as I thought it was going to be, but I was wondering how Lisa was going to pull this off with the brooch. Now, mind you, someone's argument is going to be in about, I don't know, a couple of minutes for me getting to that point, that Lisa kissed them and that was the sign. You damn right I made sure to get the screen grab and the whole shot of somebody initiating that versus it being Lisa. But what I found interesting is that at this banquet of sorts, it felt like there were traps put in place for people to then become more paranoid and suspicious of what is going on. For example, these cards with everyone's faces on it that were face down, and Steven goes and picks up one and it's Kristen's face, right? Like now all of a sudden Steven's the suspect, but in reality, those are just put there. They're literally just there. You know what I mean? Like it kind of was interesting how they played this out, or how they set this in, had this set up together here. Hey, Liam, appreciate you for being here today. Can you start posting some of the stuff? Normally, Emrica, my other moderator, would get it up, baby. But I know Catherine O'Hara passed away, and that was really sad. But I'd love if you would do that for Puddin'. I appreciate it. Thank you. So when we get to this situation here with how everything's going, You know, with the cards, with how that's playing out and stuff, it is just a trap. But how will the, you know, faithfuls go in tow with that? See, I've already had to block somebody. Now, Lisa is smart. Lisa is good here, especially with this group and the way it's done. It's a simple conversation. Now, the thing about it is, and where I found Jam Jam to be interesting is that Jam Jam came in kind of already going at it for Lisa. Like, even the whole your eyes are glittery, you know, I just noticed this about you, this, that, and the other, and everything else of the sort, and all of that. It was kind of wild. Because I'm thinking to myself, Lisa, as much as I would target Jam Jam too, and you know, it is what it is, and he sort of fell into the whole like, let me play with her a little bit. I was thinking to myself, this man was already ready to talk about Lisa when we get to the round table. Like, not even this moment. Like, whoever's gonna get murdered, like nobody really knows what's gonna happen here, right? But Jam Jam said, "Come here, Lisa." It wasn't. If we're gonna just go there, if we're just gonna talk about it, it wasn't Lisa going, "Come here," and then kissing him on the cheek. It was an air kiss, but the beard is also a part of the equation. Maybe he felt a little sensory. You know, Lisa's face is sharpened, if you will. It's a gigantic pencil. I don't know, but she didn't go in and kiss him on the cheek like that. I thought that was crazy. I did. I was over here like, what? Like, what's going on? But the man was already on her, and his story really wasn't as deep and compelling as it was, but we'll get to it. Everyone was already on Lisa from the previous episode. Let's just be real. The banquet was cute for what it's worth, but we're really just ready to get Alan coming up in this piece and get this ball started, because he tells them that someone has been, you know, murdered at the table or has been poisoned, right? Poisoned, murdered, did something, a possible cue or action took place, and they ended up getting struck, right? So here's something. Steven is preparing people's plate. He also picked the card up. Steven's name is now going to be a part of this equation just for being helpful, right? But I'm also asking the question, Steven, is that for you, or did you give that to Natalie? And also, did you wash your hands before you grabbed that meat? I was like, okay, all right, y'all good over there. I guess we all been putting fingers in hands and stuff, whatever. But Alan lets them know the person's been poisoned, and there's 2 antidotes that they can take between all of them. And that person, say if they were murdered or afflicted by whatever curse, they won't be taken out. Now, here's my I kind of wanted this to play out with the person who took the potion not being murdered. For example, Jam Jam was the one that got cursed, right? And murdered in plain view. What if they took the potion? What would have happened next? Because mind you, he was already on Lisa, so I think it would have already gone that direction in the first place. Maybe this would have changed the way Rob would have played the game and so forth with how things went down. But chaos erupts immediately over this. But the person who is the loudest is Natalie. But Jam Jam, in the middle of someone was murdered, someone took me out, his whole reasoning is, well, Lisa kissed me. She kissed me like this. And in reality, she didn't. He just was already paranoid. And if we're just going to talk about it, Jam Jam's whole gameplay was paranoia. The entire game. I need a shield, I need a shield, I need a shield, I need a shield, I need a shield. I mean, he needed it today. The other days, maybe not so much, but today was the day that he really did need it. But it's kind of interesting. I'm watching him play this game in full, like, they're always coming for me. And in reality, he's the one that did it. Like, Lisa didn't actually like try it to go for him. It was more so she's in a group of people who's going to be the first one that actually just goes for it and touches. And he being so in her face is how he ended up getting out. That's the tea. Like, let's really call him in. Jam Jam being all up in her grill is how he got out. He should have gave Lisa the 1s and the 2s and then moved around. But you started playing with her, even though you already had in your mind that that lady was the traitor, and possibly there was going to be something that happened that night. Then when we have this antidote conversation, Jam Jam said it maybe one time for the Trigger Man beat, but he never went further than that. And I thought that was crazy because I'm thinking to myself, you right now should be mad loud if you think that Lisa got you, if you think it's something. Like, I'm not understanding. Was that the sort of, if I get taken out, it had to be her and you're going to do what you're going to do? I don't know. I thought that was wild. He wasn't the one that was arguing for it the most. Steven is being called to the table because it's like, Steven, you serving people food. You done flip Kristen's card over. You guys, I promise you, look, I am a faithful through and through, all that kind of stuff, right? I feel bad for Steven, my One Tree Hill, because he's still getting thrown into it for just him being a nice person. And that's coming from the panic of the room. Natalie's loud. God bless Natalie, because I like her and I do want her to do well in life. I don't want her to win this show because she's a faithful and I want a traitor to win. But the spirit of Jam Jam's Iron Shield pulled into her body, and Baba was like, it's me, it's me, it's me. I feel like she's me in Dead by Daylight if I'm getting chased first. Is it me? It's me. Like, Baba was going in. Kristen actually had some reason of thinking that she possibly could have been murdered because of the whole card flipping situation, and she being the first, like, that was the first card. No other card was turned over. It was that, and it was Steven, and then he served it up. It's like, okay, now that could be a 1 + 1 = 2 equation. But Natalie's was coming strictly from paranoia. She was around Lisa, and she has her eye on Lisa, but like, what happened around her that would make you feel that way, or from the man serving you some turkey? This was crazy. This was a lot. This was interesting. So Alan was enjoying himself. I'm watching the chaos go down the table. Tara's thinking Dorinda, possibly got her because she served a turkey. And, Dorinda's like, girl, come on now. Like, this is, it's not that deep. It's not that serious. Everyone's questioning everything. Now, time is running out because I only have a short amount of time to do this. If I was the person who I would want to be in the game like this, if I'm a faithful, and I think Lisa's the traitor, where do you think my eyes would be going this entire time all that chaos is going down? Because as much as I want to get the potion too, my eyes would be going to the group, Lisa, group, Lisa, group, Lisa, group, Lisa, group, Lisa, group, Lisa. Lisa's making so many facial expressions that make her look so guilty. Another reason why I'm like, Rob, why are you even giving a speech? This lady was looking hella mad, suspicious for the majority of all of this program. That was so unnecessary. No one's looking. Like, this lady's like, what are they? I don't know. I'm like, wait, Lisa, you don't want the potion? Like, maybe they're coming for you. Like, what's going on? Like, the heat's on. I don't know, sister. Kristen was not feeling Natalie. Because Kristen's like, I need it. And Natalie was arguing it down. Well, I feel like I need it too. And she's like, I'm not playing like that. I was like, Kristen, what's going on? I was like, maybe fight for your life because you could be taken out that way. Like, what's happening here? Natalie's in a panic. Kristen's calm as that's that chef. You know what I'm saying? Like, she's used to being calm under pressure. So like, Mama was like, this is too much. It is the Tara Lipinski getting up at the same time as Natalie to go rush and get the potion. It is Jam Jam telling Johnny, grab it for Kristen. Just grab it for her. I'm like, this is crazy. I thought it was good, though. It was kind of like Johnny, like, getting it for Kristen, but like, damn, Johnny, you could have given it for Tara. Tara and Natalie have a moment over the potion, but Natalie, basically does the full bit. Tara sort of like bows out of the argument. It's almost like if they don't make a decision now, who's going to take it? What's going to go down? See, Drag Race, this is how the potion thing should work on this level. Like, did you see how the mad hysterics happen here? When you gave it to those two, and God bless both of them, because I love playing, I love Saphira down. That shit went a ways, didn't really need to be used, a ways, given for no reason. This was you have 5 seconds, go. Like, make a decision now. Now, Lisa, I swear to God, I thought she had Natalie cursed, poisoned, murdered, whatever. The way she was reacting to this, but she wasn't. I was like, okay, this is interesting. When it came down to it, Alan's like, somebody did get murdered, and the two people that took the potion that didn't apply because it was Jam Jam. I love how this happened. Alan Cummings is amazing. It was Jam, and it was the way they yanked this man out. But I also don't like this at all, because when you've been murdered, you're not supposed to be able to say anything out the door. This is what threw me off a tad bit. And I feel it shouldn't have been done at this table like that, or the people would have been isolated in their seats at the moment this all took place. And then, individually someone came up and did whatever they were going to do, and they had to walk into the house and then realize who didn't come back. That would have been fair. Because to me, we already had something going with Lisa, but then this whole moment of, it was Lisa. She kissed me on the cheek. He kissed me on the cheek. That's not even what happened. He's right, but he's wrong. That's not even what happened. And now the narrative around that is completely wild, because he was already on what is it? I was going to say a goose chase. That's not right. A witch hunt. That's better for Lisa. A witch hunt against Lisa. We already were paranoid over here in the first place. We had the last round table to go off of. It was really like, what are we doing here? I still don't take that away from the fact that Lisa had basically dug her own grave at this point, and there were too many things pointing in her direction. We're also going to get to her horrible play at that round table, because I was embarrassed for my sister. I was like, what are you doing? Yeah, I don't know. Elaborate. I don't know is not good enough in this situation. It's not good enough. You need to be better at that, my baby girl. But the next day, it is very much, Jam Jam is out. We have jokes to Lisa about some kiss of death or whatever, because that's what was said. Steven was having to plead his case because he was being nice to these people, and they were like, it's you, bitch. What? Oh, Rome, please stay here, because we're going to get there. You see, I'm running through this today. I have pictures that I would like to share. Again, because this person is just so unlikable in so many different ways. But it's Colton now at this table after telling us, you guys, I want to keep a low profile because, I'm the one that's making the moves, and I'm the one that's doing everything at these round tables, and I haven't been right every time. And so the heat's on me. So I'm going to chill out to then get here. I found it interesting that Jam Jam had said that, Lisa kissed him on the cheek and this, that, and the other while he was leaving. And girl, we already know you were on her. This is, to me, I was like, we already know we're doing this. We already know that you are trying to get a housewife out, and you want to be around these women and do all this catty cat back stuff because you're building your gay meter up or whatever. But Lisa said, I know you a dog with a bone, and low-key clocked him quickly, to where he's now like, well, what do you mean? I don't have to really do anything. I'm like, no, you really don't. So then why are you doing something right now? I wasn't dogging you. He didn't even know what she meant by that. I wasn't dogging you. Are you good? Are you? I was like, honey, she's talking about you consistently staying after her because that's what you've been doing for these last couple of moments. And then you got a little, your sissy bar up, and then you wanted to get real punketry up in the room with her. And then, here you go with this lady, A, B, C, D, E, F, and G. And then we get over here, and I don't want people to think about me. Hey, Lisa, Jam, be serious, Miss Colton. Be serious. I know you're that girl that probably went to the nail shop getting a manicure and said, can you paint my pinkies pink? It's going to be okay, Cicely. French tips maybe for you. Anywho, Natalie apologizes to everybody about her outburst because now the heat is on her. Why did you need it so damn hard? And you weren't even murdered. What's going on, Nat? Natalie's playing hard because this is now, if we're going to talk football, since Colton wants to tell you that he was a football player, just to remind you so you don't think he's too gay. But Natalie knows this is third quarter and we're in the last 2 minutes before we hit fourth quarter. You're going to have to start making some swings because clearly all the traitors are still there. And now that the heat's on you, it only can add up to the faithfuls having less numbers and the traitors just really taking it all the way. And this low-key could have happened today. It could have happened. And I will definitely explain why, because we missed out on 2 murders because of some idiot at the table wanting to make sure his boyfriend was going to be good to go. Miss Thing, I said, this is crazy. They're already on Natalie's ass because it was like, girl, she did way too much at that table. Absolutely. That, for me, again, I'm watching this show as a traitor fan, not a faithful fan, is what I need to see. Please go against Natalie. Please go there. Take her out. She's definitely on the money. And then they can murder Colton. And it's going to be real ugly. That actually could have happened. Lisa would have been out the next day after the Colton murder. Candace and Rob would have wrote it to the end. Oh, I was so mad at how this episode went down. I was like, no way. But it also proved my point that, and you're going to hate it, but Rob was playing a solo game the whole time. Rob was not playing with those women the entire time. And this episode was the nail in the coffin for me for that one. I kept thinking that was the case, especially when it was the whole, I like Ron, I don't want to get him out. I said, okay, Matthew, continue to pay attention. The moves he made this week, you can call it smart, cunning, whatever, and do the rest of it, but you need to lock in. The idea of the game is to win with your traitors. Just like when you're playing Survivor, you want everybody to leave. Look, I would bring the DBD in. Same thing with Faithfuls. That's why I don't like CT and Trishelle, because they fucked over MJ like that. That was some bullshit. It was like, what? You know that dumb ain't no fucking traitor. You just didn't want to split the money with her. Bow. Like, that's crazy. You got to do some snake ass shit at the end because that's your Judy. What? Messing up her money? Do you know who is her man? Have you seen the Shahs of Uset? Oh, no, she needed that money. She did. I don't know if it was going to be spent correctly, but she needed some joy in her life. Down in her heart. Where? So Rob was always playing a solo game. He has awoken the beast, though, and it is now how is Candace going to maneuver around Rob's work. Rob has set himself up great now. He's also made some mistakes because he did do a lot at that table. And now that Candace has saw that grandstanding happen, it's like, oh, okay. So now we're going to start playing games. Because we could have just did this together, but it's clear you did this without even me knowing what was going to go down. No heads up. Lisa didn't need to get the heads up. Candace needed the heads up. That's where Rob fucked up for me this week. Sorry about it. I was like, he should at least given her a heads up. Because that's crazy. That was crazy. So now, mind you, Natalie's the conversation. Colton wants to say Lisa's so bad, but he's afraid everyone's not going to like him anymore. While Candace does her work in order to make sure that Natalie's name is the focus. Again, Natalie's having a conversation with Tara about the full situation where they had like an argument over the potion. And Tara was like, yeah, it was just a little odd, but I do like you. I just thought that was a little strange and a little weird. Lisa steps into the room and then Natalie has a moment where she slips the tongue and she talks about, we killed a traitor. We killed a faithful. We murdered a faithful. We did this. We. Tara hears it. Lisa hears it. For Lisa, that's ammunition for the full Natalie conversation that's already happening. Another example of Rob working solo and not working with his fellow traitors. Natalie's name is out there. There is now a narrative he doesn't know about, but has already happened and is in play. The full confessional was a giveaway when he was like, Candace is in there doing her best to save Lisa and this, that, and the other. But his plan was already to get Lisa out and to save the people who he wanted to work with, to get him to the point where he either wins as a traitor or they win because those are his friends and he wants them to be good. That is what I figured out of him. I was like, oh, okay, this is about you and the people that you like the most now taking this out and not the people you should be working with. And you just playing a game where you're going to get there, even if you got to fuck them people over. That's low-key where it is. You're okay with it. And you want to know where I get to have more power in my statement is a few episodes ago. I really hate that I'm a traitor. I really wish I was a faithful because I would love to be working with these people. These are my boys. I was like, oh, okay, Rob, see you. I see you. And again, I'm not mad because he's doing very well. And his charm is working better than Colton's. Colton's was almost aggressive, like, look at me, and like me, where Rob is just sitting back and being, Rob, if you will. However, I didn't like how he played today. Now, when we get to a mission that was worth $25,000 and they only get 17,800, that should tell you something. They're not doing that well at every mission. Like, be happy you coined some coin tatas here, but I thought that was so funny. I was like, 17,800 out of 25 grand. Y'all weren't doing shit. And that low key came down to the people who were not athletic and also the others who were just playing the game for themselves low key, which again, this should have been a red flag to a lot of people seeing Rob, Colton, and Steven book it out here like that when they were told about a full advantage of giving a dagger where they can get 2 votes at the round table. Hello, wake up. The top 6 get to play for that, and those 3 are booking it on the first 30 minutes. They got a whole trail to go to, uphill, booking it. I'm like, no one is paying attention. This is nuts. It was driving me nuts. I would have been sitting in the back watching them 2 book. I said, now you see how them 3 ran? If I was a trader, you see how them 3 just ran like that? Like, we got it. This is a journey and all that kind of stuff. But interesting. No one's playing it like that, man. Oh, I hate it so much. I love how the gold is also pebbles, because I thought they were going to actually have like little gold pieces. No, it's just pebbles. It's rocks that have been painted kind of gold. They start off with $500 in gold in their bags. As they accumulate these stones, it gets heavier and heavier as they go up the hill. That's the whole point of it being 30 minutes and trying to accumulate the most money. At the halfway point, they come across an obstacle that can double their coin tots if they were to use the rocks that they got from the first checkpoint, if there were any still left. Hey, Mom, how you doing, boots? Hey, y'all. In order to double their coin tots. Some people just wasted all their coins here, which is crazy. It's like, girl, what's going on? But these 2 fisting buddies, Colton and Rob here. Rob is already working with Colton on making sure that Lisa gets out and that, to get the vote off of Natalie. Again, another moment of Rob looking out for his bestie Colton and not wanting to work with the Traitors anymore. Mind you, Lisa was already doomed from the start. They could have switched the vote to Natalie. Natalie was a faithful? No, it's definitely Lisa now, but you can't do anything. So then someone gets murdered the next night. Then Lisa has to get to the next round table. And then would probably get out. Rob could have had 2 kills under that belt. And the murders he could have focused on and played with Candace and Lisa would have involved their numbers. I don't know why he was not thinking this today. And he was ready to go. Had to make sure the tank was still cool. Listen, Colton finally found his kind of trade. He's used to the DL boys, right? Anywho, the most dangerous ones. But yeah, the idea is to keep it on Lisa and do all of that. Now they're bringing their rocks up and shit, and they're trying to put it in people's boxes so they can play for the dagger. Lisa puts rocks in Steven's box just, for shits and giggles, but also because Steven was nice to her. Colton was like, look, Lisa's putting the rocks in Steven's box. What's that about? Is Steven not a part of your clique? What's going on, cutie McCutes? What's happening here? New sus? What's going on, queen? But now we get to the top. They only bank, Matthew. They only bring $17,800. Boo, Wendy Testerberger, boo. And the 6 people that get to play for the dagger have been named. Candace thinks that Rob is going to do this on the behalf of the Traitors. Oh, she will learn very soon. No. The 6 people that get to play are Eric, Colton, Mark, Steven, Natalie, and Rob. This is now a group. Happy to be there. Will do anything this one says. Never mind. Stalker. Dancer just wants to be sort of in the middle, but doesn't know how to work it out. Wants to be a top too, but she's more versed. Steven is just a genuine nice guy. Okay. He's got a great life, a good house, 2 dogs, you know, probably a great wife, if not single. And currently one of those folks that doesn't go to the bar and sit there for hours on end waiting for the new twink to step in the room. And then you've got Miss Natalie, who, God bless Natalie. I do like Natalie, but I'm starting to see her play for the boys club. And I'm like, and then there's Rob, who is basically using Colton's strategy, but on the back end in the less aggressive style. Very, very defensively, less offensively. But Rob, because he had the most rocks in his backpack, gets to decide, or choose, I should say, between a guessing game of who's lying and who's not, of who has the dagger, because they all have cards on, in front of them, and one of them has the dagger. So Colton asked everybody who got it. And Natalie was his choice. Every dude, I kid you not, go back and watch, did this. Natalie's the only one that wasn't doing that whenever he did like a second look. And I was thinking to myself, girl, could you be less obvious? Like, I know you want to get somebody, get your lick back, sister, because, people talking about you, but fuck. Okay. And then Rob getting the dagger, I was like, oh, so he is going to go to the finale. Like, there's no other way around it now. Like, this man is almost damn near secured. Something is going to crazy is going to have to happen in order for that not to take place, because we are on episode 7 and we are so very close. I did like this little faithful bits part. This was cute. I was like, oh, that's a cute little dog food, right? Hey, thank y'all so much for tuning in and listening to this live today. I appreciate you for being here. I do know there are some people who are watching this right now who just hate me, but also kind of like to watch and listen to me too. They came for me a little earlier today, which was cute of them to do. Same spiel every time. But I appreciate them, but I appreciate y'all more. Do me a favor, hit that like button, share, and subscribe, become part of this Rant Pack family. And if you want to drop a little love in my jar, please, thank you. It's paypal.me/Matty-Rants, Cash App $Matt924, and Venmo Matty-Rants. So Candace is like, we working on Natalie, Lisa. We just got to do some work here. Like, oop the oop the oop. And they're keeping this conversation going even over here right now. Now, mind you, when Rob was with Colton was like, well, we got to get Maura on our side. And Rob's like, well, Maura does whatever I tell her to do. So basically, we good. Because Maura ain't shit. I'm going to be real with you in this show. Like, she'd barely do any work. And then when she gets to the round table, she plays defensively. And that's it. And then gets mad, aggressive and projection-y and all this, and almost insults people while she needs to be like, oh, how dare you? It's like, girl, shut your fucking ass up. Over there looking like Molly Q want to be somebody, this thing. But like Rob, I hated this part. I'm gonna be real with you, because this drove me nuts, and it was now further the nail in the coffin on he is working solo as a traitor. And this is no longer about the traitors winning. This is about who he feels deserves it, whether he gets it as being a traitor or the people he likes the most in this game. I kid you not. Because what the fuck do you mean between us, no one gets to know that who gets the dagger? Works so well for him, fucks over Lisa and Candace like it's nobody's business. And also excludes the other people that are no longer in this equation, and then puts it almost as if we're going to pick them off, because now we all know we're faithfuls. We know who got the dagger here. We're going to work. This is, I said, no. If this is the final 6, boo, Winnie Testerberger, boo. He either can play this and clown them, or he's now working this as a group, because the numbers were already like Johnny talking about, we got the 8. And now this could be Rob going, we're going to cut that. And I'm going to get the numbers with this 6. And they're going to believe me. And I'm going to take them all the way there. And then I'm going to either just clown them at the end like Siri did, even though someone did vote for me. And I can't walk through the season without saying no one voted for me. Or I'm going to puss out because I love Colton so much and I want him to get this, because he loves him so much. And then like, he's like, you guys got me. Ooh. And they get to do the whole little faithful bit that was so boring the last fucking season. That's why I was hating. I was hating on this part. I was like, man, this just feels like he's just about to give it to these people. Like, I don't even feel like he about to take it anymore. So yeah, they're still on Natalie. Now the rest of the group knows that they won't say who has the dagger, which that was where I think Candace's Candace's spider senses were tingling at that point. Like, we're not saying who has it. Okay. And Rob is in the group. So when they get to the turret in the next episode, if Rob doesn't tell her who has the dagger, that should be it for Miss Dillard Pruitt. Well, I forget that last name, what that man's name is. But like, for real, I'm just say Dillard. If he don't tell her, oh, it's up. And then what's going to be gaggy is if he lies and says it's on somebody else. Rob has power, unfortunately, but like, he's playing a solo game, and I hate that right now. I hate it. I needed him to work with Candace more. And I'm saying this now because he was already not working with her currently right here. Not one heads up on how the whole Lisa thing was happening. No conversation about who actually has the dagger. I've already made my point. You can miss me with the Candace voted for him. And that's when no, baby, he wasn't working with them already. Every move that was put into play that happened was basically with either Lisa or Candace doing something to make sure it took place. The only time Rob did any sort of work was making sure to find that one card for the one open face murk, but then had to run it by Lisa. See, he worked with Lisa then. And they knew about it because then it was going to come back later. But that's also an example of him still having to work with people. But ever since that, it's been them two ladies doing the most. Okay, Lisa had the brooch, Candace had the conga line. There it is, what it is. Like, mind you, Rob been sitting back, cool, that's what y'all want to do, that's what you want to do. But I feel Rob this whole time has been letting them just play, and he's been just calculating and trying to figure out who he can trust in this house, who's a faithful, that he can take with him where he wants to go, and then he's going to have to knock these two bitches out. That's that. Like, that's literally what he was doing. I was like, he could have kept Candace in the loop here and then done that a little bit longer, but he was already playing solo dolo at a certain point. I think around episode 5, maybe episode 5 or 6. Let's get to the round table. You want to know when Lisa lost this? When she opened her mouth first. What, bitch? Are you? Hello? Mother. They're already on you. You're not the person to start the conversation. You need to be on the defense, not the offense. Natalie, when we were in the... Tara should have brought that point up, not you. That only should have been brought up if Natalie came to you. Or anybody else said, Lisa. Okay, Lisa. But Natalie, that's the shift, because the initial point is you, and then you move it to Natalie. You made the initial point, Natalie. Defense. Now it's Lisa. The rest of the way. Goddamn. I was like, girl, why is it you? Johnny tried to help you, and so did Candace, but the help couldn't be because, again, it started with you who had the most heat. Natalie was new on the board. Mama, come on. I was confused by her work with this tank top trying to give Jurassic Park tease. Natalie was like, baby, you just projecting this all on me, ABC. And I was like, yeah, pretty much, because it's not that you want to get me out because I'm a traitor. It's because you're founder, right? Yeah, because everyone already knows it's you, Lisa. So again, why are you starting this up? You need to be on the defense. But Lisa doesn't have a good defense, does she, everybody? Johnny was even helpful for this. Colton making sure, oh my God, they're not going to, I have to say something, you guys. Okay, everyone listen to me, please, okay? Lisa, and he brings it back to Lisa. Now, Lisa's ready for this punk because she's already had enough of him. But Candace comes in and is like, let's all pull this back, right? Like, before we just go there. Because you're talking about some air kissing and shit. We kiss each other. Even Dorinda chimed in when Moira had to try to like co-sign with it. Because mind you, Moira is supposed to be on the Natalie train. But notice how we get to the round table and it's automatically the parrot of Rob and how he feels and ooh, this, that, and the other. I said, whoa. I love how Dorinda kind of clocked that and checked it real quick. Like, what are you saying, girl? Like, we all do that. So I don't know why that's a point. And every time we're at this round table, then you get this little attitude. I said, okay, now Dorinda, clock in. Because, yeah, Maura is that kind of girl. And it gets on my nerves as well. But let's be very clear. Lisa was already dead in the water. Even with the points that were being made about Natalie, at this point, no one had to say anything else. I kid you not. No one had to say anything else. My vote, if I'm at that table as a faithful and I'm listening to this conversation, it's Lisa. And it's not because of a kiss. It's because when we have these conversations with Lisa and people ask her questions about the things that happen, her response is, I don't know. I don't know. You guys, I don't know. But I am a faithful. Oh, no, sweetheart. I don't know needs to come with an explanation. I don't know because A, B, C, D, E, F, and G. And then turn it into, we all know that Jam was paranoid from blah, 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 and then re-establish the initial point of Natalie ass just said that they killed some people. Lisa's not that good at arguing as much as or I should say Colton was giving her the, status of. And it may be because time is, happened and people have calmed down in their life or whatever, and the Depends ads is hitting, whatever the case may be, the same hairdo lady, whatever, right? I don't know. Maybe if there was more Black women in the room, she would have had a need to, be more aggressive with her. Maybe if Garcelle was at the table, she could have played a little bit harder. Sometimes she just needs a little help. Just a little. Just a little bit. A little small, little smidgen poo, something like that. But this is where I was lost and I did not want to be found. And I was pissed because Rob didn't need to do any of this. He didn't need to do a lick. I promise you, Rob, you didn't need to save Moira or Colton in that moment, nor Natalie. Natalie's point was low-key highly already made. And even with the questions that were going around the table with Natalie, Natalie's entire demeanor, position, posture, stance, in the way that she's played this game over Lisa stands over all that. I know these faithfuls have been making some weird decisions, but be very fucking for real. Natalie or Lisa, you're probably going to go with the best bet, and that would have been Lisa, even though Natalie would have been a point of conversation at the table, and then it would have been something that probably brought up the next table. But Rob doing this, y'all need to think logically and not emotionally. I said too much. And it's almost like you're saying, duh, Lisa's a traitor, versus anything else. Duh, Lisa's a traitor. That in the smallest portion of terms, pulling it together. And when I tell you, Candace, I know you. Once he did that at that table and gave a full speech on Lisa, who literally they had breakfast that morning. You have to do better at fighting for me, Rob. This and the other. Actually took time at that table to fight against her and tell everybody to vote for Lisa. I was like, wow, this is crazy. To me, I was like, this is crazy. And again, if Rob played this differently, and let's say he was aligned with his traitor compadres and they got Natalie out and she was a faithful, and then everybody's still going to be on Lisa, they could have got another murder. That's faithful number is down. Yes, the traitors are closing in and we can sort of see the blood in the water, but that's Lisa who would have had to be taken out at the round table, giving Candace and then Rob another opportunity to take someone out, further lowering the numbers. Yes, you still would have your, I understand why Rob did what he did and how he looks faithful to the faithfuls that he wants to work with and how this looks really good on his report card. I am not missing that point. But as a person watching this show to see the liars win, I am heated because he gave Candace not one heads up. And his whole game plan was Lisa from the moment he sat at that goddamn table and had breakfast. It was not based off of someone going, we're still going after Lisa. Okay, decision made. He made that decision the day before when he wrote Lisa's name down. Oh, there it is. But the day before, bitch. Before they even sat down and had the banquet and started lying on her. Yeah, he been made that decision to get on Lisa. And Candace, I'm afraid, was never a part of this equation as much as people wanted to give Rob that factor. I think he was playing that up for the confessionals going through it for us to be like, I know they're going to like Candace, so let me say all this shit. I'm just going to be real with you now. And I don't think he was here for it at all with running with those two ladies. I think he was going to do it for the solo reasons for the whole entire time. And he was playing it and keeping it quiet and building his relationships. And now that he sees he's got a nice little board up, that man was teaching hoes how to play chess. Understand? Like, come on now. I was like, yeah, he's definitely playing solo. And it's a gag, but Candace clocked. And this should be, okay? Make sure Lisa goes before she drags them all down. No, because again, Lisa would have been taken out the following day. Lisa didn't need Rob nor Candace's help in that secondary moment. That's why I argue against that point of saying he did the right thing, didn't, because he could have held Lisa for another day, just like how they were doing Ron that way. Why can't they hold Ron as a pawn and they can't hold Lisa as a pawn? Why would Lisa get Rob out the next day if Rob made sure that she stayed this day? Why would that be the case? Lisa was already mad at him in the beginning, but if Rob played the game a little bit differently, it would have won favor with Lisa to then follow the next round table where Rob is going to have to make that choice because, well, we got Natalie out and that shouldn't have happened. And then the next person was also murdered that day. So obviously, Lisa, it's you. And that would have been the case. But this is different. This is played off of the emotion game and logic and telling those people what they should be doing and not that they are playing this game correctly. That's how that went down. So I hear you, and that may be because we love Rob, or you love Rob, and you also like this game. But let's not gloss and glaze over here. Rob had already been making those decisions past this point, and he was playing a solo game before any of that happened. And if you're not going to add that into the equation, I can't receive. I hope you receive that. But it's the truth. Rob was playing solo. Candace and Lisa were never in this game. He could have dragged this further and got more faithfuls out and really secured. Didn't do. But Lisa, in all regards, in whatever case it may be here, literally was horrible at defending herself. I don't know. Doesn't make sense to me. You guys, I'm a faithful. I was like, this lady. I was like, come on, girl. Like, explain yourself. There's just 3 worded statements. That's it. That's not enough. Like, you have to, like, Natalie can at least explain some things. One thing I did like about what Natalie said too was this whole I may not remember me saying that, or it may have happened and I can't deny it. However, like, there's a follow-up. Mind you, this Lisa, I don't know. Natalie could have been like, I may have said that and then ended it there. Nope. There's an explanation. There's a however. There is more to go. There's more of an explanation. Give these people something to feed off of. But Candace voting for Rob, this is both good and bad. Let's talk about the bad. The bad, you said it was a throwaway vote. No. You said it was a throwaway vote. Why? Is where my mind went. You should have just voted for Natalie. But then you're going to have to deal with Natalie. And Natalie being, she voted for me. She kept Lisa. Whoop, 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 whoop. Her not voting for Natalie, and Natalie even addressed this. Thank you so much for believing in me. And Candace being like, I just can't choose between, like, I'm sorry. I just had to throw that one away because, like, y'all both my girls. There's favor there. Now, Natalie has favor with Rob in mostly the athletic department situation and her being sort of like a girl's guy, you know, the girls with the guys, right? Whereas Candace and Natalie on that, I'm not going to send my sister home. I just can't do that, sister. on that level of friendship, of whatever the case. Two different things are happening with that. I thought that was kind of cool because I'm like, Rob has a relationship with Natalie, Can's got a relationship with Natalie. Rob showed that favor by, hey, I got the dagger. Let's keep it between us as faithfuls. Whereas Candace was like, I'm not gonna put your name down like that. I'm unable to even vote for you, girl. And basically, I believe I can't choose my sister, and I believe you, so I just don't know what to do. A little bit there. It's still messy. And Candace now does have a little heat on her for this throwaway vote, especially because Rob's boyfriend, Colton, saw that, and he doesn't like it when his guys are touched, right? No lady can go against his men. None of them. So he's going to make sure that his trade is going to be saved, okay? That's what happened there. I said, all right. And Rob already feeling like, why are you even writing my name down? Bitch, why are you writing Lisa's name down? You didn't have to do that either. You could have played that differently. You really did not have to do all of that. You really didn't have to, Ron. So as much as you want to be mad right now, you definitely had a different route you could go. You are appeasing the people that wanted Lisa to go that felt it was obvious, obviously. But others that can look outside of this and go into a different realm of there are other ways to maneuver this game, we can see you definitely could have played this differently. And you wouldn't have been the number one suspect still. You wouldn't be that person on everyone's radars because people still trusted and believed in you, Roberta. There's a whole lot of cocksucking online, and I'm tired of it. Like, please. The man is playing well, but he did not make smooth moves all through this run. Trust, because he fucked with one of his traitors now, and now the flames can be thrown onto him, and she can take him out with him. But I think he doesn't care because he wants the Faithfuls to win, in my opinion, based on the things he said in the episodes before, wishing he was a Faithful. This whole moment where Eric's like, we really got to make this one hit. I know. Candace clocked that. I was like, ooh. The benefit of him telling the others about the dagger is to say, I trust you and I don't believe any of you are traitors. Because if a traitor knows that I have the dagger, they're going to come for me. So us as faithfuls have to stick together and we can use this against the traitor, which then would make it almost seem as if you six are definitely faithfuls and everybody else who's left in the game is a traitor. So you have chosen your group and those are now your numbers. He can flip that if someone in his group messes up, Steven. But in how this is laid out, it's set up to where I have made my choice in the people I want to work with, and we're going to do this going forward. And I also think it's a counterplay to Johnny's and Kristen's. We have the numbers when we vote as faithfuls, because he's been a part of those conversations where they think he's a faithful, and he doesn't like that, and he tries to sway those. That's why he did the dagger bit. It was smart. I'd have done that shit. I know the internet would have hated me for it, but I'd have done it too. No, but Candace clocked, and Lisa is definitely out as a traitor. I have never in my life liked this lady, but I felt so bad. I felt so bad. Because it was like Lisa was just happy to be back on TV again, kind of like that Dorinda situation from the previous year, but almost like in a different light where she just likes to be hers. I don't know, something about that made me, I felt so bad for Lisa, but I was also like, Lisa, you played a little, and it kind of messed you over. But for what it's worth, you got to episode 7. You kind of chewed just a tad bit, at least, for the most part, up until the last couple episodes where it was like, yeah. She's fucking up. And you also took out Monet, which I didn't like. Boo, Lisa. Wasn't Natalie the one who said that no one should grab a shield, and if they did, they would be banished? So Natalie taking the potion was very shit. Ooh. Okay, I'm gonna put the comments up since I don't see us having anybody in here trying to like make me hurt myself. So like, appreciate y'all for tuning in. But yeah, shout out to Lisa. I was happy for what she did, honestly. She could have honestly been taken out earlier, but they kept it going for a little bit. They could have kept it going for one more episode. Hell, Ron was dragged through fucking halfway through the season. So I do think we could have had another round table before Lisa could have been taken out. But this was still smart to do. It helped the faithfuls feel better about the situation. But now, he was waiting for Alan Cumming to leave that room, y'all. Mark my words. And his sassiness came right the fuck out. I guess my theory is true that housewives won't vote for other housewives. Yuck. I just knew this was going to, like, the ego was just going to explode. He almost took credit for this. He low-key did take credit for this. Oh, mother's mad. Rob, how could Candace vote for me? Lisa would like to have a word with you, Roberta. But it's Candace going, oh, honey, the way. Oh, I'm so excited for what Candace is about to pull here. Even if she gets out next week, I swear to God, I know she's going to go out guns blazing. I know that lady is not going to puss out. I know we're not going to get some little light reads. No. Listen. This lady called that woman neck. Do you understand me? Like, I know Candace is going to come in with the comments. So, like, I'm asking and I'm praying and I'm begging for the season not to get boring and to feel very geared towards a whitewash ending. I would really prefer if Candace is not taken out fucking next week. I'm going to be pissed. I'm going to be annoyed. And the rest of the season is going to be boring and very like, and Rob basically running this. No, this is just, ugh. I need 2 traitors to somehow make it to the end. And I would like it to be the people who were named the traitors at the beginning of the show. And then they can have that bloodbath for real towards the end. And if Rob pulls the dagger on Candace at the end, not even gonna lie, that would be excellent. But I need her to get like, make it somewhat through. Just because Candace is very entertaining, and it's annoying when we praise the folks that don't do anything but look pretty over the girls who are giving actually great looks and are also serving excellent television and are not stalking people. I was so afraid of the housewives, and I just took one out. I just took one out? You just took one out? You. No. Rob took out his fellow traitor. The girls weren't listening to you, you scary Barry. What are you talking about? What? Ugh. Okay. The genius okay, this was such a weird conversation. Johnny, I want to talk to you athlete to athlete. Like, let's compare this to football and ice skating. Sweet sissy, oh love. Honey. On a competitive nature or the nature of the actual sport? Because I can tell you football and ice skating, 2 different things. Johnny got to actually be himself. You, on the other hand. So yeah, he brings up Steven. Rob, are you gonna get Steven out for Colton, or are you gonna go for Candace now? MW, if you really want to be technical, why don't you add the extra vote that Rob has? Because I know y'all thinking, oh, it's over, it's easy, it's done. But I have faith. Why do we want this to be such a straightforward win? Why do we want a straightforward win? Boo. I want a bloodbath. Give us a bloodbath. Don't make this boring. You want a boring win? You want a boring win? I'm just yelling at you because I'm like, can't be wrong. It can't be like this. That's not fun. It's not fun TV. At least not for me. Listen, okay, you know what? Let the Libras kicking in. Jesus, Mary, and Joseph. Here I go. Because I know some people just fucking hate me, but whatever. Here we go. if the game is going your way right now, I can't even knock it. As much as I want to be like, that's strong, because I'm reminding myself of my All-Stars 3 era. So this is also the therapy kicking in. Because I want to argue and be like, you're wrong. You're not. It's just a different point. That is just a move Rob is making. I'm referring to the full picture of Rob not really, if we really want to do it, this is the first time Rob did any work. Yeah, this is the first time he made some power move, and it was also like, what? But also, it's a silent power move because it's only between him and Candace. Oh my God, that makes it even worse. Now that we're thinking about it, like, it's a move that he was the one that helped the Faithfuls get out the traitor get out, right? And the Faithfuls look good. For Candace, as a fellow traitor, it's the we're not doing this together anymore. It's one of those plays. Like, he's making it this and he's making it that. And I think that's where a lot of us are conflicted with Rob right now. Because I like Rob. I think this is such a better showing than the Love Island. Oh my God, he was terrible on there. And I think he didn't go to some Love Island game show or another, like, after the Villa thing for Traitors. Very smart move, Rob. Very smart move. And I think for the rest of the Love Island people, low-key from his season alone, everybody that was on that season, not everybody. The majority of the people on that season of Love Island, low-key could be on Traitors too and would do a pretty good job. Can you imagine Jana on here? Oh my God. Jana, take the call. I need my girl Jana on here bad. I need my girl Jana. Oh my God. Okay, sorry. But I just wanted Rob to work with Candace more. I think that's why I'm mad. Yeah, honesty time. That's why I'm mad at him. I wanted him to give Candace the heads up. And then Candace backstabs Lisa, but also doesn't do it in her face, but knows what's about to happen. Then Rob gets to make his move. And they go from there. That's why I was disappointed. Because I was like, damn, Rob's not working with them. And now my theory is right. Because it was on the back of my brain. He not working with them. And I was right. So I got scared. So yeah, but I do like that this activates Candace, and she's been playing a very low game and very friend. You know what I'm saying? Oh, you talking about Janana? I got you, Antho. Thank you for the correction. I want my girl Janathan on there. Steven. Can we just take our brains for a second and put ourselves in a position of being in this house? Would Steven be really that suspicious to all of us? Even with the whole card, you know what I mean? Like, the man served them turkey and he's the one? And no shade, like, yes, he's an actor and they can put on blah, 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 blah. One Tree Hill was so long ago. I feel like if it was an actor from Dawson's Creek, they would be a traitor. One Tree Hill, that was good times. There were basketball players. There were people with 3 names on that show. That one guy was in the House of Wax. Remember when Paris Hilton was killed in that movie? Everyone cheered. Now we kind of like her a little bit because we know she's insufferable, but she's like, I'm totally okay with being that. And she's also like, whatever. I don't know. Steven, and again, I feel like that's also a waste of Colton's energy, if you will. But he's gonna also bring up Candace in a second because he came for his boyfriend. But Johnny's like, nah, bitch, I think it's Colton. Colton still be talking too much. And now he really feeling the shit because of what really happened. But it's Colton coming up to his girlfriend and his boyfriend, Maura and Rob, and being like, hey, you know, so Candace was da-da-da-da-da. He already been on the Housewives from the jump. That man is really feeling himself as a housewife hunter. And then Rob already looking for a reason to go against Candace because Candace wrote his name down. It's like, perfect, I'm gonna work into this. And now we're gonna get out Candace. Where Candace and Johnny talking about how Colton is clearly suspicious, but Rob today, wasn't that interesting? Wasn't it? It's like, oh, okay. So since we're doing this, since we're gonna go here, since we're doing that today, bet. Let's go. Johnny brought up Rob, bet. Let's go. Johnny is doing very good as a faithful in terms of he playing with the group, but also when it comes to the engagement at the round table, he's not sitting there going, I don't know what to do. Johnny does ask questions. Johnny does try to engage and then prompt certain things that he knows. So I'm going to give Johnny some coots here. Low key, Johnny, this show has made you extremely likable. I never disliked him, but I never went out of my way to be like, who is Johnny Weir outside of him with the Olympics and sometimes commentating for those shows with Tara Lipinski. Same thing with her. I like them too. I'm like, I'm probably gonna watch more stuff that they do together because they're kind of like a cute little team or whatnot. But Johnny's cool, and you know how Johnny is also authentically himself and doesn't have to try so hard. And we don't see him having to whip his neck and do all these extra things and everything to get a PBL. If you're an ice skater, you're gonna have a good ass. I'm gonna be real with you. Like just how like with gymnasts and track athletes, speaking as such, you're gonna have a good butt. But I'm hollering. He may have got a PBL, but I'm hollering because yeah, like I just prefer Johnny because I don't feel like I'm getting anything shoved down my throat in terms of like people who base their personality on their sexuality. And again, babe, I'm part of the community, so I'm not gonna knock against nobody. But there are some people who literally make their whole being, okay, that. And Johnny doesn't do that. Like people knew him for that and they were trying to like clock him and be all that rudeness or whatever. But no, something about the way Johnny carries himself, you can definitely tell he's like a person just who knows who they are, is authentically themselves. And like if anything comes out, it's not to like, I don't know. It's the way Johnny carries himself. I really do appreciate. That's home great. You know what I'm saying? Well, I mean, Tara, we can't say she's not doing anything because at the table today, she spoke up on Natalie and she backed Lisa's story. There are points when Tara has had to say something at the table to like gear it and do what she needs to do. The only person who's really there that I think doesn't actually add anything to the equation is Moira. Okay. Moira don't add shit. She just is Rob is pulling her through, carrying her along. She don't really be wanting to even participate in the physical challenges. Always got something to say about somebody, right? And then if I'm going to even go further into the men's department, because I was in the women's department. Let's get to the men's department. You want to talk about some men who ain't doing shit? Eric. Eric is like the guy who is like the best friends with all of them, but always is going to come in last place. They always got to be like, everyone's at the finish line. It's always, come on, Eric. That's who Eric reminds me of. And he's just happy to be there. And they're his friends and they know each other forever. They live on the same block. But like everyone's like all of that, if you will. Couldn't even stand on business about Colton. And it's really wild how Eric always gets the round table and he never has exactly what he was saying on his mind. Like when he's talking to people in the house, he gets to the table and it's like, I have made a completely different decision. It's whatever Rob or Colton says. Here you go, girl. Oh no, Moira has been dressing her ass off. And low-key, Moira was best dressed for the banquet. Period. Best dressed down. But she's also useless and annoying. James CL, thank you for the love on Cash App. As well as thank you so much. I really do appreciate that. I love you down and I hope everything's good, as well as everybody else that's watching this today. If you're in Houston, we're getting another hard freeze. So please make sure y'all drip your pipes and stuff. Again, I literally just had plumbing issues and I miss like all that kind of stuff. So make sure your pipes and stuff are good. Get that heat on in there. I think they might kill Moira. I think that's who made, I think. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Okay. All right. All right. I have theories. Here I go. It's either going to be Kristen, Tara, Johnny may be in that mix because he wasn't a part of the 6. I'm telling you now. Or Moira. And if it's Moira, That would be great for Rob. That's like they're locked in like this. Who's coming for Rob? Who's coming? Why would they take out my girl? That's one way, right? Kristen is not a part of that group. Take her out. The six are now looking like it's one of them if they're going to take out their own, right? Boom. They also could take out somebody who was told about the dagger. Eric would be so easy right now, but he's also such a good number for them because Eric does whatever he's told. There are so many ways to look at this. It has to be, whoever is murdered is going to have to be somebody that either Rob can plan on Candace can plan on Rob, or it has to be just a random one if they're not going to work together, because that is how it's going to be played. Whoever gets murdered that night, they're going to shift it to who is going to be. It would be great if they did Kristen, because then Steven, all the heat goes on Steven. If Kristen gets murdered, that woo, honey, that all the heat would go on Steven. All of it. Didn't get her when he was trying to initially. Got her when there was the murder later after the traitor was out. They need their alliances, and this is now the biggest time in the competition. I love this competition. The competition. This is the time for, now that Rob did what he did, Candace has to start making her moves, and she can't play low no more. She can't play aggressive, but she's got to start really getting in there, getting real dirty, because Rob already showed his hand, and he also proved to her, they with me. So what are you gonna do? Talk about, oh, we're gonna work with kids. No, you weren't. You already had numbers that weren't even in her like wheelhouse, bro. Like, stop that. So let's see how it works. And Rob is on the up, if we're gonna be honest with each other. But Candace can do it. It is very doable. We just have to see how it's gonna go down. It's doable. Because Rob could try to strike, but he also could play it low, gain favor with Candace, while Candace does what Rob would like to do, as well as work in the background on getting him got for vengeance for Lisa. Or we could be psyched out and they just work together and play it, which I think would be a much better thing to have happen, to be honest with you. I would much rather they work together and the two of them go there, and then, just like I said before, can you believe, Paige, people were saying Rob was the underdog? I was like, what? I was like, Rob is the who? Is the who? Rob is the who? The what? The underdog. Sweetie, most popular homecoming king. What? That's homecoming king, sister. Okay, Colton blowing him in the back of the bleachers. What you mean? Heated rivalry. Traitors edition. What you talking about? That man no underdog. I was like, Candace is now an underdog because, like, a lot of her numbers are gone, low key. Housewives have been getting got, all that, and the other, yeah. Yep. So she's got work to do, and it's doable. She just got to be smart. That's where I'm at with my sister. I need her to be smart and not get too messy. I need her to play a goddamn good game. Do not get messy, girl. If you calling him a snake, how do you get a snake? Okay, like, you're gonna have to play this game now, because Rob has put you in a position to where it can easily be a checkmate. But she can play it if she knows her board. That turd is going to be disgusting next week. And the way next week is going to go down, I'm kind of excited for all the passive aggressiveness that's going to be taking place. And then full aggressiveness that's going to happen. I'm just nervous that Colton's going to be on Candace, and he's going to be starting his catty little thing that he does with the women that he normally targets in the house. Never gives that kind of smoke for the men, but gets really with the girls. And I'm really hoping that Candace doesn't get all that, because he did try it with the whole, I guess my theory is right about the housewives are voting for each other. I'm praying, because he's real good at antagonizing the girls on the show. Very good at that. We shall see. Me watching this, I'm like, Whew, we shall see. It's Team Candace over here. Team Traitors. It's still Team Rob in a sense. I just want him to not play it the way I think he's about to. I hope I'm wrong in those regards. I'll keep it. Yeah. I just hope I'm not wrong with that. Please. I mean, I just hope I'm wrong with that. Please don't be the guy that I think you're doing here. That he's going to be. I just want my besties to win. I didn't even want to do the Traitors, but I had such a great time being here. I hate that. Yeah. We shall see. I hope Rob turns on Colton and then, like, if Candace gets out and let's say Rob is riding with these faithfuls and he's just getting them out one by one, I would really enjoy it if Rob did fuck over Colton at the end. That would be, just tastes so good. But yeah. So thanks for tuning in, everybody. As you know, we lost an icon and a legend today, the wonderful Catherine O'Hara. My first introduction to being home alone. Kevin. To Beetlejuice. Okay. Best in Show, one of my favorite movies. And of course, Moira, who honestly is one of the greatest characters created for television to ever exist in time, along with many other movies and shows and appearances that she's been in. She was, I'm getting emotional talking about her. She was one of my favorite actresses. I'm getting emotional. I didn't want to miss anything that lady did. I didn't want to miss nothing. And it's so sad because, mind you, she's 71. She was 71. She passed. And my dad is like 78. Okay. To give you some like context here and how like emotionally I'm looking at people around me and worried and thinking about how time is what it is, right? But with everything that's going on in the world right now, everything that's going on in the United States, somebody who brought us so much joy being taken is a lot, especially when there are people out there who are trying to not make this world a better place at all, but tear us apart. So for somebody who did nothing but bring us laughs and I feel like brought us all together to have joy in a sense with whatever they were doing with their craft and their artistry, I send nothing but the love of all loves to Miss Catherine O'Hara. Thank you for entertaining me since I was a little kid. Thank you. All the way into my adult years. So I'm definitely going to be going into I'm literally going to turn on Best in Show, Michael, right after this. I kid you not, because that's one of my favorite fucking movies. But I'm trying to find everything in her library specifically and trying to see what's on streaming right now that I can watch with her. And I just need to have a weekend of Catherine for real. But you better believe Schitt's Creek's going to be being played almost to an annoying level for the rest of the year. Like, it's January. I'm afraid the next 12 months, there's going to be at least one episode of Schitt's Creek that needs to get played. The baby, John. Oh, I love her. But yeah, Catherine O'Hara, everybody. I'm trying to have a deep. It would, if Catherine, if you're watching this from heaven, sister, I apologize for my cat taking a crap in the middle of me getting emotional and talking about you, but that honestly would be, I think you'd find entertainment in that foolishness. So, Tamina and her bowels. I appreciate y'all once again for tuning in. The Traitors is on Peacock. Make sure you check it out every Thursday. I have my reactions on Patreon Thursday nights and, of course, do these reviews in the afternoon on Fridays. Have yourselves a great weekend. Drag Race Season 18 starts tonight. I'll have that reaction up to you no later than midnight, I think, and the review tomorrow. Hopefully they won't have to do any work tomorrow. I think they're going to let the weekend pass before they come back and start fixing my carpet, but we shall see. So I'll have that review tomorrow. But yes, I love y'all down. They released Don from jail. Good. Yeah, good. To my babies in Minneapolis, Minnesota, my Minnesotians, I send you my love. I'm hoping for nothing but protection. I have you in my prayers every night. I kid you not. stay safe out there. Please stay safe out there, and everywhere else and anywhere else that may be going through something right now or dealing with what they're dealing with, if you know what I mean. I'm trying to do what I can do on YouTube, okay? So yeah, take care, everybody. Love you down. I will see you tomorrow for Drag Race Season 18 review. Same time, same place. Not this, the same time I always do it over there. It's 2:30. But I'll see you tomorrow for that. And I'll see you on Patreon a little later today. Drop a tippy poo if you feel like it. PayPal.me/Matty-Rants. Catch up us on my Matty-24 and Venmo-Rants. I appreciate it. And thank you all for those of you who've been sending love on the job hunt here. I've been so appreciative of that. That makes the loudest noise because those matter, not that thing that happened earlier. I was like, what? Not you coming back to check on me. Cute. But I appreciate y'all. I will see you for the next one. Bye, everybody.
Listen.
Yeah.